And welcome everyone to the week. No, I'm kidding. I'm not Nando.
Welcome to the Filthy Frank Show. If you're feeling suicidal, you've come to the right place. Because I want to fucking kill myself as well. Fuck you, I hate all of you.
What's poppin', people? It's your boy, Python. I'm here with the week 1 power rankings. Not really, though, because it's more like a weekly recap, to be honest with y'all. Pretty much I'm just going to go over all the battles that happened in week 1, because we're like 4 weeks behind, and I don't have the time to edit and record a power rankings video. Let's keep it real. So, let's just hop right into it. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty. First game of the week, we had Ben versus Bobby. This was probably the worst game of the week. I'm going to keep it real. That's why I have it first. That being said, Ben and Bobby's always been a nice grudge match to watch, and this was always an exciting match to watch live. Looking back on it, however, this was a yikes. This was a big yikes. Pretty much what happened in this game was Ben, being the scumbag that he is, brought this really scummy Alamamola and really just offense altogether. The rest of the team isn't scum. It's just this Alamamola because Bobby could not, for the life of him, break this Mon. He couldn't. He just couldn't. He was trying his hardest. He brought like seven Mons with electric type moves. He still couldn't break it. No, but really, it was just a rough game for Bobby. He did manage to do well despite the fact that he couldn't touch Alamamola. I think this is mostly because Ben just kind of like choked on multiple points. Like, for example, right here, he actually sets up this DD Zard, doesn't run the calcs, so Akaberry, of course, takes all that recoil damage and then dies to extreme speed. That Akaberry didn't matter. I don't know why I even mentioned it. But yeah, so pretty much from there, after Zard died, and after Celesteela died, there was really nothing stopping this Alamamola from just stalling out Kieran Black's fusion bolts, because it wasn't even doing half, and then leftovers recovery, wishes, regenerator. There was nothing Bobby could do for this Mon. It was really annoying for him, really unfortunate game. But ultimately this did end in a Ben Schluter 3-0, and yeah. So with that out of the way, let's get on to a real game. Let's move on to an actual game that happened this week. This game never happened, okay? Game 2 of week 1, we have Michigan Machamps, Cal, and Orlando Magikarp. Good old Noel Bussy immediately crits that Rotom, and then starts making mad predictions that never worked out for him. Like, all of his predictions in these first 5 turns just didn't work. Then he goes for the Chatter. Of course, Chatter's a Firemon, but it doesn't work. And this is actually a really fun series of events right here. So he stays in, predicting the Pursuit most likely, gets his Justified boost, but does not predict the Shadow Sneak there, which was unfortunate. And then Memento just comes in out of nowhere. And this game was kind of unfortunate as well, now that we're thinking about it, because, I mean, if I remember correctly, and I might be wrong, of course, there was a speed tie between this Hawlucha and the Landorus, and it lost 2 of the speed ties, so he just assumed he could set up an SD on the next fly, which was wrong. But this is where the game gets really stupid. This is where the game turns into Bobby Han, Ben Schluter territory. That's why this is the second worst game of the week. It's just, you guys see this matchup. Look at this. This is awful. Who wants to watch this? I know I don't want to watch this. Can I skip this? I don't have a skip button. Uh-oh. I guess we're watching this. But yeah, pretty much what it came down to was, does Blissey have Thunder Wave? It did have Thunder Wave. And what will be the rules on the Thunder Wave? How many times will Type Null get paralyzed? If it doesn't get paralyzed enough, then he just wins the PP stall war. Regardless, because of rest, he can just click moves while he's asleep. Unfortunately, as you can probably guess by how I'm talking about this, Thunder Wave does end up just paralyzing this Mon forever. I believe it's like 3 turns in a row, maybe 4 turns in a row. He just can't move. Oh no, he does U-turn there. That was a misplay. He Thunder Waves again. That was a misplay as well. Whatever. We're done with this game. Game 3, Swan and Tickle, the LA Lake Spirits versus the Minnesota Victinis. I don't know what to say about this game, because both of these players prepped and played very poorly, but at the same time, it was a decent enough game. Like no one made any misplays. No one did stupid shit.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
They both played well enough. It was just like they didn't play to their full potential, and that was really what put this game at the bottom of my hype matches of the week. Like, for example, that haze there. What the hell are you hazing, Swan? And then he defogs. That was a good defog there. But yeah, ultimately, this game really just came down to a battle of attrition. Who will be able to kind of wear down the walls first. Because, there's Aggron and Tentacruel on one side. Tentacruel just got bodied, by the way. I don't know if anyone saw that. And then there's Feeny and Eevee on the other side. Why is Eevee the most bulky mon on Swan's team? That's really stupid. But, this game pretty much over at this point. If you don't see what's going to happen, I don't know what to tell you. Oh yeah, Swan doesn't play the Sucker Punch game, so that's what's going to happen. And then from there, now you should see what's going to happen here. It's just a Keldeo wash from here. The water was kind of cold, but it's still a Keldeo wash. And then he, of course, Sizzly slides. Doesn't matter because Ursaring was Flame Orb, and it didn't get that chance to proc it during the Misty Terrain. But yeah, this game is over. Scald wins, and Tickle takes his 1-0 victory and continues his undefeated trend into week 2. Next up on the list, we have what I believe to be the best match of the week, Mike and Zach. Otterwolf, whatever Zach's team name is, the Toronto Bayleafs and the Marseille Mawile. And this was just a excellent showing as to both teams and how they prep and how they play. Zach playing this really weird offensive game that you don't really see from him a lot. He didn't bring Umbreon this game, which, as we'll see later on into the season, that's not a trend that's kept going. But, and then Mike bringing this really bulky offense. Maybe, I guess you could call that just offense. Yeah, that's just offense. He brought that weird Xatu, which, whatever. Xatu's not a good mon, but, this was just a good show. I think this was a really good showing from both teams as to what we would expect from them in the future of the season. And I think it was a really good showing as to what they bring to the table. Now, whether or not they kept that up, that's an entirely different discussion. We're not going to talk about that discussion, but look at this. All out pummeling. Bop. Take that, you dumb duck. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just really like this game. Even if it didn't end as strongly as it began, because it began really strong. Look at this. And then from here, it's just yikes. Zach does what Zach does best. He sends out his only mon he knows how to use. He sets up with it, and he clicks the move. You already know what move it is. But yeah, so that's game 4 of this week. What I believe to be the best game of the week. Game 5. Oh, let's talk about Game 5. So, Game 5, me and Nando. So, we prepped in 2 minutes. We battled each other. I made a mistake. So, I wish I could pause this game, but pretty much I brought Mega Altaria with Altaria's ability, and since we're playing custom games, that worked. So I'm at a huge deficit right now, but of course, regular Pikachu coming in strong, getting me my first kill, and then you see that damage, I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? I had no idea what I had messed up, but I was really shook about it. Go hard into Victini, just trying to salvage as much of this game as possible, pretty much, by playing as aggressively as I could. So, I'm just getting off my knockoffs. I'm just trying to make strong pivots, like, for example, this one right here on a Pain Split. I did predict that Pain Split, actually. Making that Sludge Wave play as opposed to getting up my rocks again. Staying in here to get off another Sludge Wave. I should have got my rocks there again, whatever. It happens. Going into this, going straight for my V-Create, knocking it out, as opposed to pivoting or maybe bringing in Torn T instead, which I probably should have done, to keep it real. Bringing Grass Knot, that was some heat, and then hard doubling into this EV'd Torn-T, so I could do this, and yeah. So this game, it's an all right game. I wouldn't say it's a bad game. Definitely could have been a lot better though. Yeah, there was a lot of mistakes on both sides in this game. Definitely a fun game to watch though, just because you're just sitting here like, what the fuck are these two numbnuts doing? Oh, and that circuitry was of course Scarf. I did predict that, which is why I ran AV and Glaciate just for this situation. Heart attack right here as he crits me, but it doesn't kill because I'm super bulky Mega Altaria, and then my regular Hyper Voice manages to kill him. That's all we have for today. Catch us later. You know what I'm saying? MW Pokemon League, we out this bitch. Bye!